opportunity to ask any clarification.
Honorable Speaker, I want you to protect me from the Deputy Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I appreciate the Minister, one, for coming, and someone is distracting the Minister because the Minister should be listening to this. And first, two things, that we've been patient with the Minister with the things he has been saying. One, because he's a ranking member, former ranking member of this House. We would not have been tolerant, perhaps, if you didn't have those decorations with you. Two, I also must declare that the Minister is my very good personal friend, and we have many things we dream about together for future. Mr. Speaker, a lot of the things the Minister has said is what the Minister said in Naivasha. A lot of them. And Honorable MBADI, we respect you. When you went to the Treasury as an expert with MBADinomics, we expected you, by the time you are giving commitment to this House, you are sure about the things you are saying. You have put our Speaker not in very good light. You are lucky that we also trust our Speaker and we love him so much, because you have been using him as a shield. It does not make sense, Honorable MBADI, my good friend, to say you gave the Speaker a plan on how you are going to disburse these monies. Then later on, you are bringing in the issues of disbursements, of capitation. The MBADI, I know, you should have foreseen that. You are an expert. By the time you are giving that commitment, Honorable MBADI, those are things that would have been on your fingertips, Mheshimiwa MBADI, with due respect. And before even I continue, what we are expecting from you today is 21 billion. The bare minimum and take home, as we speak, is 21 billion. All these other things you are saying, capitation, county money, it is your responsibility as government to send these monies. The year is coming to an end. Mheshimiwa MBADI, please do that is needful to our people, and don't bring a lot of issues, Honorable Speaker. Lastly, Mheshimiwa MBADI, a lot of college and university students, most of them missed exams because we did not facilitate their bursaries. They will be forced to defer a whole year. A whole year. So how are you going to restitute that? That these students have been deferred and they continue now to live the way they live. So, Honorable Speaker, our bare minimum, don't talk of 2032, 2048, because loans will still be taken by those governments that are coming, we don't know. Because these are things now that we are tired of. We are speaking about now, and we have a lot of trust in you, Mheshimiwa MBADI. I particularly know you and particularly know that you can deliver better. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of this House, our bare minimum is 21 billion.
Musa Sirma.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity you have given me. First and foremost is to thank you for bringing the CS Treasury here through your initiative and also the demand by members. Mr. Speaker, the amount of 7 billion translates into 23 million per constituency. And the balance which we had been given before, that is 14 billion, shows that every constituency has an average of 46 million. The average amount of bursary to be given by the members at the 40% of what is in the Act, Mr. Speaker,
75.
comes between 70 million and 80 million.
Yes.
And yet, with these 7, we shall just be about 60. So, Mr. Speaker, we would have liked to release the children who are going to school when these bursaries have come up. So, Waziri, we need you to make up on that amount before even we move out of, by getting that 7 billion.
Honorable members, I'm giving you an opportunity to seek clarification or ask a question to the minister.
Yes.
Not to engage in debate.
I am giving information, Mr. Speaker, as it is, because I have to translate the figures which we have been given by Waziri into actuals and what it means to the members of parliament and also the public outside. Mr. Speaker, we would like to ask the minister to be able, can he be able to sort out this bursary issue first before we even go for any development, so that the members are able to walk free in their constituencies and be able to do development for the Kenyans there. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Zamzam.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwanza nimpongeze waziri kwa kuweza kuja katika bunge hili kutupa uwazi wa mambo ya maendeleo mashinani. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nataka nikuulize waziri, pesa ya ngafu 3 billion ni pesa kidogo sana. Sasa hata kwa udogo wake, uchache wake, sisi tulikuwa tumeambiwa na rais kuwa atakuja kutuongezea. Tunatamaushwa sana, kwa nini umepunguza milioni 500? Utupe sababu kwa nini umepunguza, zimeenda kwa nani, na kwa nini umeangalia ngafu peke yake wala si pesa zingine. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yes, Bowen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate the Honorable MBADI for the very good and elaborate response. And Mr. Speaker, we know as a country we are going through a serious economic turbulence. And Mr. Speaker, budgets are projections. And sometimes, based on what we collect is what we have as a country to spend. I just want to ask the Minister, the Honorable MBADI, if you can make it probably tomorrow or early next week, you can release the next 7 billion, because before we go for a recess, so that as we go for a recess, we could disperse out the bursaries and we release the students to go back to school. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mwango.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me a chance to weigh in on this issue. And for me, I want to seek clarity from the CS, Mr. MBADI, on the exact date that we are going to put this money in our accounts, because for planning purposes, we need to get clear dates and we need your commitment. And then there was a question that was asked on further commitment on how these funds will always be dispersed to our constituencies. Thank you.
Mwango. Maklap.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to get clarification from the Minister. One, a constituency that has 3 wards, how much will it be when you break down the 7 billion, 4 wards, 5 wards, 6 and 7 wards? Because, Mr. Speaker, we need to know the exact breakdown of that money that will be able to justify. Two, Mr. Speaker, from the analysis of the Minister, Mr. Speaker, from the analysis of the Minister, he has said in January, February, there is a lot of loans. Why don't we exhaust all the money of CDF between the first quarter of the financial year, so that we can't go to those months where there is issues of loans in the country, Mr. Speaker? So, Mr. Speaker, God willing, remain the Minister of Finance, but release all the money within the first quarter of the financial year so that children of Kenya cannot lynch members of parliament for non-release of funds, especially for bursaries, Mr. Speaker. And finally, Mr. Speaker, I can also confirm, I sit in Committee of Debt, that the World Bank report, the IMF and the World Bank report scored Kenya out of 34 conditions, 22 conditions Kenyan government was able to succeed, translating to 64.5%. It means we are in good books. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, the minister should be able to finance NG-CDF once and for all, and we are done.
Kisairo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As one member said, actually we listened to the Honorable CS, courtesy of him having been our colleague, and we accorded him that respect. Honorable Speaker, in February, the CS was categorical that he was going to send 2 tranches of 7 billion in the month of February, and from that month it was be 7 billion monthly up to the time he completes sending the amount for this financial year. Honorable Speaker, the CS has now said in February he sent 7 billion. Today, he has sent another 7 billion, which has not reached the board, so we cannot count it. And he's saying, after sending another 7 billion at the end of this month, that he will be in default or he'll be behind by 1 month. What happened, or which calculation is he using? Because if he could have sent twice in February, once in March, which he only did once, skipped the second one, skipped March, we are in April. How can he be 1 month behind at the end of this month? He will be 3 months behind. CS, what we want is 21 billion before the end of this month, if not today, and the rest to be cleared by the end of next month. Otherwise, this is just going to be in circles. This is another promise, and we are not going to achieve anything. It is the members of parliament who are being hogwashed out there in the constituencies. Honorable Speaker, let the CS give us a clear roadmap. What he has given us is speculation. Thank you.
Mary Masse.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. First, I want to appreciate the CS for at least doing something today. But, Honorable CS, you have said that the passing of the bills has unlocked external financing or funding. So in another week or 2, you will have enough resources. I want to propose that you clear with CDF. Honorable Speaker, our problem is not only bursaries. In my constituency and in many of these members' constituencies, we still have our students, the grade 9s, learning under trees. I do not have enough classrooms. So we need the money to be able to construct those classrooms and all the other development projects.
Thank you.
Let us have the money before the end of this financial year, for this financial year. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Farah Mali.
Mr. Speaker, I do understand that collections of revenue in the country itself is a very tricky thing. And any Minister for Finance will always be on a serious balancing act. There are so many competing priorities that essentially everybody is asking for something, but the Minister is in a very difficult situation. Mr. Minister, can you give us an undertaking that you will have at least before the end of next week another 7 billion in our account, and progressively see how you can give us an undertaking on the rest also? And when you have a situation when there is no sufficient revenue collection, because this is the revenue collections in the country, we understand that we had a finance bill that was shut down. That was the biggest mistake this country made. And then the revenue generation itself is not an easy thing. So, Mr. Speaker, can you give us some kind of an undertaking that by next week, before the end of next week, we have at least another 7 billion in our accounts, and then how you're going to disburse the rest?
The member next to Emase, who is that? Kirima.
Yes.
Thank
you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My good question to the Cabinet Secretary is this. Is the minister aware that other than CDF, there is no other money which we get for development in our sub-counties or constituencies, and then development which can be seen on the ground is only through CDF money, of which we are lucky that the minister concerned is a former member and he has used CDF in his constituency. The chief executive of this country was a member of this house and he has used CDF before. Is the minister keen to release this money before the end of financial year so that we cannot have carried debts beyond this year? Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Bensouda.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. You've kept your word by ensuring that CS National Treasury is with us today. Question number 1. We would like the CS to also give us a plan of releasing GAF the same way he has committed the plan of releasing NG-CDF, which is 7 billion per month. Taking into consideration that GAF is just 3.5 billion, which has been reduced, we want to request that this money, at the beginning of every financial year, it is released as a lump sum. Question number 2. The current CS nominee for gender responded in one of our question items that the increased femicide in this country is because the girls are suffering dependency on finance. Could the CS National Treasury come clear now that the students are going to go back to school where the sanitary towels money financing 500 million is, so that we don't have an extended femicide and killing of our girls? It is urgent like yesterday. Number 3, Speaker.
That is sufficient.
Number 3, only 1 second. The 1 billion which were given in last financial year was a presidential directive, and he promised to deliver his agenda on the women. And we are expecting in the next financial cycle an additional of 1 billion. We would like our money not to be touched, not even a shilling. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Women Rep Laikipia. Women Rep Laikipia.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I appreciate my very, very able members, Honorable Bensouda and Honorable Zamzam from Mombasa. Honorable Speaker, thank you for giving GAF the highlight that it requires today. Because, Honorable Speaker, this is a fund that in the last 1 year took care of 50,000 children. It has taken care of more than 200,000 groups. It has supported so many of the vulnerable in our community, Honorable Speaker. I want to support what my members asked, and it starts with the first question in regard to the deduction. As much as the deduction was done in this Honorable House, Speaker, it is my plea to the Cabinet Secretary that, going by the President's directive, can we get our money back? Because I believe as much as we give value to infrastructure, we need to give more value to our women, our youth, our persons with disability. They are more important than any of those other functions that we are giving presidents to. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, we also need the gender-based violence money released, which was 100 million that was given by the President as a directive. Thirdly, Honorable Speaker, our children have not stopped having their monthly periods, yet the sanitary towels money has not been released. To the Cabinet Secretary, kindly give us a date on when the money is going to be released, because our girl children are in dire need in their schools. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Kenan.
Mr. Speaker, today is a great day. The person presiding over this chamber is an astute and an all-round politician. The person in the name of the CS is an astute politician right now wearing another hat as a member of the executive. The audience here are all politicians. But luckily, Mr. Speaker, there must be a time when we own up. First, I must admit, there is nowhere in the world where there is enough money. There is no government that has enough resources. Every government, even the mighty, still struggles with resource mobilization. But what the difference is how they prioritize, how they plan, and how they execute and properly manage the resources that they collect. Mr. Speaker, as among the members of parliament, having been around here, I have been reluctant to participate in the launching of my bursary fund. Simply because we must be practical, we must be truthful, and we must tell our constituents what is there. We appreciate you, Waziri, because the alternative will have been to print fake money. The alternative will have been to mint fake money that the economy cannot accommodate. And therefore, we're in a stage where we must live with what we have. But that being the case, you understand, like regions where we come from, where the level of poverty is so high, where many students who are going to school rely on CDF. We are going now to April, May, yet we are not in a position to clearly say this is the date when we are going to pay bursary. I want to beseech you to revise that program. You have released 7 billion today, and I pray that those mandarins in Treasury and CDF are not misleading you, because at times they mislead their political head. Can you release, because members, you know the timing, we have been around here.
Go on.
The check, the letter is dated today, and I'm a realist. I hope that letter was not meant just to give you a PR face before you appear here, because the person we are going to hold accountable is none other than the Honorable MBADI. Meaning, therefore, from tomorrow, we must see this money in the CDF account. Now, my question is this, Mr. Honorable Speaker, and now that all of us here are politicians, can the minister revise that program in addition to the 7 billion you have released today, release another 7 billion today, so that at least we can plan for our bursaries as we wait for the other 7 billion before the end of the month. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, let's have the minister respond to those first.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to try as much as possible to run over the questions very fast without losing the impact of it. Now, using the question from Honorable Wamboka, thank you, Honorable Wamboka. First, I want to confirm that I'm not using Speaker as a shield. I came to the Speaker first as someone I respect, having been in this House as a member of Parliament when he's the Speaker, and we even started our engagement earlier than before he even became a Speaker. He's someone I respect, and I don't want to put him in any bad light at all. I don't want to demean the seat of the Speaker. That is why I made the commitment, and I am confirming here that it is my office that made that commitment. In terms of minimum of 21 billion, I hear you, Honorable Wamboka, but again, I want to repeat that there is a lot of pressure on our exchequer. Unless we receive these external finances, and I don't want to commit here with the resources that have not come. Because again, you are the same one who has asked me that why didn't I foresee, why didn't I plan with some of these failures? And therefore now I'm planning by saying that I don't want to commit with money that has not come. The moment I get that money, Honorable Wamboka, there is, through the Speaker, there is no reason why I cannot even do much more than you have not asked for. Secondly, I think now the other question is by Honorable Musa Sirman. I want to agree, Chairman, that bursary issue is of serious concern and that you probably need much more. In fact, we shared with you and you told me that at least we should make available 14 billion. At least for you to be able, for members to be able, for CDF committees to be able to cater for bursary for our school-going children. Let me say this. I want to persuade members to allow me, not for next week, because next week I know the kind of commitments we have, but the following week, latest by 29th, that we make another disbursement of 7 billion. And I want to tie that to respond to Honorable Kainan on the question that you raised, whether the mandarins would mislead me. The advantage you have is that the CS at the National Treasury is an accountant and is an auditor. And therefore, I cannot be misled. It's not possible. what I have brought to you is not a letter. This is a transfer. This is an IMPEACH spreadsheet that has been given to me. I did not want to come and give you a letter. I wanted to table before this House evidence that we have made the transfer. And we will make another transfer. What you can do, honorable members, you can tell your committees to go ahead and vet the students if you have not vetted them. Even make provision. You know how 14 billion can be split. There is already 7 billion. The other 7 billion, I will make sure that we try as much as we can to release it by 29. But next week will be too much pressure on our part. We may not be able to manage next week. Now, on the question by Zamzang, reducing the budget of NGAF to 2.7. Honorable Zamzang, you may not be aware of this. This NGAF money is my creation. It's not even a creation of women MPs. It is John MBADI standing before you here today. Women MPs approached me, and I took them to the minister then, the CS Rotich, who was my friend for many years. And I convinced Rotich, because the budget committee had rejected any creation of money for women representatives. And we persuaded Rotich. We were with Governor Wanga today. We were with Kajuju, the former MP, and Nyokabi. 4 of us. That is how this money came about. So I support it. We allocated 3.2, not 3.5, according to the records I have. But it was reduced. It was not National Treasury, it is this House. The moment this House reduces a budget, there is no power I have under the sun. In fact, the Constitution is very clear. No one, not even the President, has the power to appropriate money. Money is appropriated not even by any other house. It is the National Assembly of the Republic of Kenya. Kindly talk to your friends, beginning with those who sit in the Budget Committee, to protect any money that is allocated to NGAF, so that you don't have this. This money is very little. So if your colleagues here, through Honorable Atandi, who is now the new chair, can protect that money, I will disburse. Mine is to bring proposals, budget estimates, you approve. Once it is approved and appropriated, then the other job I have is to disburse. I think I have already addressed the question that Honorable Kangogo Bowen asked about reducing the money by next week. Honorable members, I want to beseech you not to make me commit to something that, again, I will appear before you here and you hold me to. Kindly hold me to my commitment for the last week of April. Honorable Mwango, when will we put money to the account? I think I've again addressed that. Honorable Makelap, breakdown of the money, how it goes to 3 wards, up to 7 wards. That one, the formula is there. And actually, I think you can walk to the chairman of the CDF committee, Honorable Sirma, would be able to share with you. Why not pay all the NG-CDF money by the first quarter? In fact, it is a very thought-provoking idea, which I've already thought about. Because we have a very constrained period between January and May. That period is usually very bad in terms of exchequer releases. I am thinking of trying to do as much as we possibly can between July and October. And that we will do in the next financial year. How I wish the pressure that is being applied to me today was applied in the last financial year. Because the pressure was not applied, carryover of 13 billion came to me. Now, if you added that 13 to what I've disbursed, Mr. Speaker, of 21, we would be at 44 billion. We would be almost nearing 70% of the NG-CDF. And all that, the money that was supposed to be disbursed in the last financial year, I have disbursed it now. I'm not getting any credit for it. But let's put pressure on me so that the next financial year we don't have the same story. Honorable Osero, 21 billion, I think, is a repetition. Honorable Mase, you have asked about external finances. Yes, it is true that now it is coming out clear that we are unlocking the external finances. There were some conditions precedent which we have met. But again, I want to I want to hesitate from making a commitment with money that has not come. If that money comes, I will do more than I've promised. Because I want to make sure that by end of this financial year, we clear all the allocation, the 68 billion for the CDF. That we can only be able to do if when we get money, then we make sure that we enhance the allocation. On undertaking of 7 billion by end of next week, again, Honorable Farah Malim, I think I've addressed that. Honorable Kirima, am I aware that there is the only development in the constituencies is through NG-CDF? I am a Kenyan. I work in these villages. I know what is happening. But we also hope that counties use their monies prudently. Because actually that was a sense of devolution. And we cannot go back on devolution. It is there in the Constitution. We gave it to ourselves. I don't want to use such strong words, but I want to say better prudent use of government resources. Instead of getting a lot of cash stashed in people's houses, how I wish that we could see better roads, more water provision, health facilities in most of our villages, because that is what Kenyans called for. On the issue of plan of releasing GAF, you know now we don't have a plan for 2024-25 because we have zero balance.
Yes.
So I wouldn't have a plan to release zero balance. But going forward, the money is not so much. At least you should be guaranteed that if it remains at that level of about 3 billion or so, we will be releasing it in 2 tranches, so that we don't again spread it too thin. We can't have monthly disbursement for 3 billion. Honestly, it would not make sense. On the issue of sanitary pads, I think this is a policy decision that women representatives can discuss with the line ministry and come to some solution. It is not hard. You can just invite the cabinet secretary, the principal secretary, and you agree. I don't even know and understand why there should be issues around this. To me, it is a matter that can be resolved very quickly, and because what those children need are sanitary pads. Quality sanitary pads, both at reasonable prices. Presidential directive of 1 billion, I want to say again, we will try our best, bring the estimates here, Parliament will appropriate, whatever Parliament appropriates or National Assembly appropriates is what we will give. If they appropriate 1 shilling, I will give 1 shilling. I will disburse 1 shilling. If they appropriate 10 billion, that's what we will appropriate. Again, the MP for Laikipia, can women reps get through NGAF, really not women reps? Let me say, NGAF gets its money back. It is this house to decide. I may not decide this. But going forward, I think I want to beseech honorable members, let us try to protect whatever allocation we have given to this fund, because it is too little. On gender-based violence cash, the money is there. We removed it from the gender ministry. Now it is with the parliament, under the parliamentary vote. I think the regulations that should be a way through which that will be disbursed. And I know parliament is very careful in this, but the money is under parliamentary vote. Again, there is a question on sanitary pads. I don't want to repeat that again. Finally, the Honorable Kainan asked about prioritization. Actually, Honorable Kainan, I think my strength is in cash flow management. And I try so hard and so much to balance. That is why even when you hear you will not hear that we cannot pay salaries. You will not hear that we have not released capitation. People will just complain, but before the term ends, we have released every money because there is a program. CDF, I guarantee you, there is a program. We will make sure that the entire amount is disbursed. Challenges notwithstanding. The same with county government funds. Development budgets, the exchequer request for development funds, the only outstanding exchequer request is 57 billion, and 54.3 billion. And we have a plan on how to release that money. So in terms of prioritization, we are up to it, we are working on it, and we'll make sure that we implement the budget as you appropriated it. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I had given 30 minutes to this. We have done 1 hour. We have Minister Duale of Health,